Probably not supposed to be water in here like this. So it looks like I've got some kind of a leak back here. Well, as you can hear, the roads are rough heading from Destruction Bay to Tok, Alaska. But we find a place to repair our water lines today that had kind of rattled loose and caused some leaks, and we're excited to have you along for the journey. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We're heading to Tok,
and what that means, Alaska.
So
we're gonna actually be in
big
Alaska.
Part.
Yeah, the big part. Yeah, we're actually be in Alaska. We're leaving Canada.
And we'll be in Alaska for a while. So
yep, for the next couple of weeks, I think.
Yep. So hopefully we can get a couple things along the way. We're going to be on the lookout for some hose clamps.
Hose clamps, and then you have a package coming in Anchorage at a UPS for our inverter.
Yep. And then hopefully there won't be any fires that disrupt the road, because it did rain. It did rain last night. So hopefully
and there were some fires in Tok, so hopefully there is no road closure. I'll double check that.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be in good shape there. So we're gonna dump and fill up our water tank, and we'll be hitting the road.
Yeah, on our way.
We're off.
Pretty mountains.
Here we have the White River, which is kind of the river we were camping next to. Got some good flood melt going down. Chocolate milky.
Well, we just crossed into Alaska, so we're officially in Alaska now, and we'll be in Alaska probably for the next couple of weeks. So stopped by this real pretty lake. Not sure the name of it. We'll have to look it up for you. Just a place where they were talking about how a lot of birds make this place their home year round. Trumpeter swans and other birds, which are interesting. We also noticed that once we crossed into Alaska, the roads got much better. A much better road. Little wavy in spots. They say you go 55, but it kind of would cause you to fly because it's a little bit of a wavy, but at least it's not all broken up in chunks.
Look at this pretty road. Still a little wavy, but no potholes in this part. Nice and clean. Like it's fairly recently new. I'm not sure how old it is, but looks kind of shiny and new compared to the side we just rode on. So, yay, Alaska road cruise. Good job. All right, well, that didn't last too long. Back to rough roads that look really similar to the previous ones.
And they only tell you 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I'm doing about 25.
Yeah. So, well, that's all right. We're used to it. We're not in a hurry, so we'll take our time. And yep, here's some good potholes and chewed up spots. So we'll see how it goes. All right, back to a pretty section of road. We're a little nervous to say anything, but
that one section was probably maybe 5 to 10 miles long.
Yep.
Where it was like good and bad, it just kind of fluctuated.
Yep.
Now it seems like we've had a good long section of nice road, but again, afraid to say something. Don't know how long it'll last, I'll let you know. Well, the nice roads only lasted a while. We ended up hitting a couple of spots where they're doing road work, where you have to wait for a pilot car and then follow them through this pretty sketchy little area of packed down dirt. Maybe by the time if you're gonna make a trip up here, this will all be done. It'll be a nice new road. bugs off the window, and maybe, just hopefully, that maybe he'll be putting some of these fires out that are supposed to be around this area. All right, we have arrived in Tok, Alaska. We stopped at the Ace Hardware store, picked up some parts, and also filled up with gas for tomorrow's drive. Well, it seems like we've arrived at our Tundra RV Park. So I guess we're gonna just need to find out where we check in and go from there.
Hey, Deanna.
Hello.
So we made it to Tok. What you making?
Making a stir fry with that last of that garlic.
That
ring.
giant garlic ring?
Yep, so the last of that garlic ring sausage with cabbage and onions and garlic. And then I'm gonna make up some asparagus.
Yep. That was a pretty huge garlic ring, man.
It was a giant one.
Those Canadians really like their
They
giant.
like their sausages.
They like their giant sausages.
Yeah.
Think we'll be able to fix our water, our water leak?
I sure hope so. Because it is very irritating that you try to turn it on, there's no water, and I gotta go turn it on, and then, yeah, it's a little irritating, but it's doable. I mean, work around.
I guess I'll go look at it and see if we got some. We bought a lot of parts, so we can see if one of them works.
Yeah, so. Hopefully one of them works.
So the hardest part is trying to get behind where they put these little tubes are always behind all these things. It's really hard to reach your
and even with it down, it's still all
yeah, it's hard to reach in there. So
hard to reach
we'll go ahead and take the board down and see if we can get to it. So. Of course, one awesome thing about Alaska is you don't have to hurry because it's not going to be dark anytime soon.
No, I think like midnight the sun was up.
Yeah.
Midnight last night.
Yeah, it never does get dark now. It's really weird.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Taking out the screws and gonna see if we can get this guy, get the leak. There's a leak back there. Whenever we pressurize the system with our water pump. So we're gonna try to get it to where when you turn the water pump on, it no longer leaks. We will see. All right, got the screws out. So now it's gonna finagle this around to where we can get to this area here. So we gotta look at this guy here, and this is the guy. He's actually kind of boogered up, and you can even see him leaking a little bit there. So we're gonna see if we can fix it. So we got one of the clamps off. This thing has kind of a little cutter here. If you have it in slot 2, it'll cut in slot 1. If you switch this around, it'll be crimping mode. But as you can see, this is not going to be easy to get to this big thing into here. Although maybe I can pull it around. Let's see here.
So instead of trying to cut the clamp, we're just going to cut the tubing.
Because the tubing's kind of damaged.
Because the tubing's damaged, so.
Let's see here. All right.
Oh, lots of water coming out.
This cut now, and we need to get this little adapter thing off. Which is not super. Oh, there we go. Got it here. Supposed to peel this back. There we go. Okay, got that off. So it looks like the barb is actually pretty much the same size as this guy.
So it's half
So they
inch.
just clamped it down really good. Even though this tube is smaller than this other hose, I should be able to, but the problem is this hose just kind of fits in really sloppy like that. But we will see if we can clamp it down tighter with just having a good clamp seal on it. Okay. So, like maybe right there, I guess. Okay. That should be okay. And then this will go in here. Yep, that'll work there.
Okay. I guess we've got to put the little clamps on, right?
Yeah.
We're doing all that, huh?
Put the clamps.
I'm trying to get the
I got this one on here.
clamps on.
But this tube is a little thicker and may not actually. I don't want to have a loose one. I have a bigger size. I don't want to have a loose one because that's what was the problem before, is it was real loose. I wonder if I should just use one of those. So this particular hose in there is a little bigger than the PEX half-inch. So
It's
the
interesting why they would
adapter
use
here.
it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess they just clamped it down real hard, but it was real loose. So, all right. So now let's see if I can get this tightened. It's pretty tight. We'll see if this.
See, make sure it doesn't.
This is called a worm. What was it called? A worm ratchet?
Gasket or
worm ratchet?
Ratchet or gasket or
a worm drive. A worm something.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm gonna put this one on. All right, so it's like that, and then I'm gonna put this, slide this down to here, and we'll see if we can tighten it. So this deal here, I'm supposed to undo it there. This little square turns. Let's see here. Turns to this way, and there's these numbers on there. The 1, it says, is for clamping. So we press the 1 in. So there we go. Close that. And now it won't cut, in theory. It will only be tight enough to make it real tight.
Tighten it. Okay,
So
well, let's see.
Give it a go, and of course it's hard to fit in here because of the. No one ever has room for these tools. Let's see, maybe if I pull it up. Yeah, here we go. Pull it up. Put it right there. Just try tightening it right there. Let's see. Okay.
Let's see, what
So
is
in
it?
theory,
Feel tight?
that's on, and this is on, and we can find out if it leaks by
Turning on the
drum roll.
water.
I don't see any leaks.
I'm not seeing anything.
Is the thing on inside still? The faucets
Oh, the
are still
faucets.
on?
I better go check, turn them off,
Turn the
make sure.
faucets off?
Okay, let me go turn the faucets off.
By the way, I know that this is not like the most safest thing, having a candle here on your feet, but it does keep the mosquitoes from biting your ankles as you're working in this spot.
Drum roll number 2. Let's see. Pressurizes and
Let's see.
I'm not seeing any leaks. You?
I'm looking. Not right there.
is leaking, it's leaking somewhere else.
Yep. Thing about leaks is you fix them one at a time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
All right, looks
so
good, dear.
Alaska
Oh,
trip
yay.
fix number 2 or 3 or well, looks like it's good enough for now. So
Yeah, good
yay!
job. Help you clean up and put stuff away here then.
Yay!
It was really hard, but putting the paneling back up. These panels are kind of a little bit of a pain.
Yeah, they are a bit of a pain. Okay, so now there probably. Yeah, there we go.
It's all nice and clean. Got it back to normal.
Yep. Looking good.
Hopefully it stays dry.
Got the water pump over there. Got these guys, this board back up in place. Kind of a booger, but once it's in place, it's kind of nice because then you got all these little faucets ready to go. And then we've got these little quick releases that we put on them so that we can easily hook them up. And we have a shower here, but we just took off the hose and the little faucet head because we don't ever use it, and it's kind of just always in the way when you're trying to dump, because our dump's down here. This is the black knob to pull, and this is the gray tank, and this is you take this off and then you put the hose down and up through here so that you can close the bay and be connected to the sewer if you want. And we've got our water filter here, which you change every once in a while for the fresh water. And got a cable connector that we never use. And that's pretty much it. And you got the water pump you can turn on in here, or you can do it inside the house, which is pretty convenient for things like when you're changing from fresh to city water. You can turn off the water pump and you're ready to go. So kind of nice. So, and I don't think we have much. We might have saw a little ton of drip. We'll have to watch for that. But
See something?
I did see one little drip when I was about to say that we see no drips. But of course I saw a tiny little drip. But maybe it's just leftover water. I don't see. I mean, the system is pressurized and it's doing so much better. So maybe that's good for an Alaska bumpy trip till the next fix. So feeling pretty good about this one.
I have water again. Yay!
Water that doesn't leak anyway.
Water doesn't leak, and I don't have to go turn it on.
Turn it on and off, on and off,
on and off.
Nice. Yep. Keep the water heater on, or we get hot water.
Yep.
Do a high five. What do you think, Pep? Are you excited? Excited that we got the water done? Yeah? Not so much? Well, I think we had a pretty fun day.
Productive.
More stuff was fixed today than broke. That's a good day for RVs.
Yay!
So I think tomorrow we have a fun drive towards Valdez.
And we made it through that part of the Alaskan highway that was
the destruction, the destructive bay where it destructs everything, rattles all your stuff. You have to go tighten all the screws and fix water leaks.
And the Alaska highway in the beginning was really good, and then we had a section where it was good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, and then there was this big section where they actually stopped you and they led you through. It was a couple of miles of pretty.
There was quite a few.
Yeah.
We probably had about 4 or 5 sections that had pilot cars.
Yeah, and then right after that, it was still a little rough and ugly until we got to talk. I'm just like, oh, okay. So I thought maybe we had a nice bit of clean road.
Well, you got to earn the badge that you survived the Alaskan highway.
Now
right?
I understand the sticker.
You got to survive it, right?
I understand the sticker. We bought a sticker saying I drove and survived the Alaskan highway, and I didn't quite understand it. Now I do. Yeah. Now I do.
It's pretty funny to look at what they choose to fix and what they choose. They're like, oh, this part of the road's good. We don't need to fix it. Yeah. Like, I wonder if it's just totally random, because there's probably plenty. You could probably probably have to fix the whole road the whole time, but there's a few sections that are pretty nice. Like, I guess it's just a really long road, and it's hard to battle the weather.
Yeah.
I think
And a lot of the road is
freeze
just in the middle of nowhere. There is nothing around.
Yeah.
There's no
definitely no
around.
cell signal or anything like that.
No cell service.
Starlink is a huge win
It's
if
a
you
plus.
want to be looking at maps and asking Google questions and things like that.
Or doing work or making phone calls like
Yeah.
like you do sometimes while I'm driving.
Right, yeah, or making reservation calls. 'Cause you can use Wi-Fi calling on Starlink, which is pretty nice.
So Starlink's a big win there. So.
And even though our big inverter is still down, but we bought a little inverter at Radio Shack, the last Radio Shack maybe in the United States, I don't know. But
it's holding up.
Yeah.
It's holding up. It runs the Starlink. That's all we really need.
All we really need is that, and it charges a little bit of a laptop while we're working. The places that we're going kind of had RV parks that were convenient to town anyway.
And we have full hookups and electric at least.
Yeah, so
we'll be good.
That's true. So, well, hope you guys have a great evening, and thanks for journeying with us.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.